Okay, YouTube, here is the guitar we're going to put the pots in. Old pots are still into this Vesta guitar. Here is the AliExpress pots that we bought, already pre-soldered. If you can get them in this configuration, please do. It takes away a lot of issues in installation. But AliExpress pots look very good. A little bit of a myth that you might hear a lot and you might read a lot on reviews is people swapping out their guitar pots straight away. They just buy the guitar and they rip out these pots and they're saying, oh, because it's robbing tone. And that's a bit of a myth because pots are only a windable switch. Positive, more voltage, less voltage, more resistance, less resistance. Unless they're faulty, they're really not going to rob tone. The thing that might rob tone in here is these capacitors, and why there is a big difference in price between capacitors in different pots. And these are good quality and are made for instruments. And yeah, we'll test them out and see if they do what they say they do. But from the first glance, very good quality. One thing also with pots is you might turn them up, and then in the last 30%, you're turning it up. There's no change in volume. You turn up last 30%, then bang, increases. That's actually the way the pot's designed on a logarithmic curve, not a variable one. But if you got most pots like 99% of build, you turn them up and they go up on a linear. Just you turn the knob and the volume increases. There's positive and negatives to the logarithmic one, which I said where it goes up in the end. You get a higher end. Some people actually like that. It depends on the artist. So, but yeah, it's just a bit of a myth. The problem where tone can get robbed is really here, or just even faulty ones, or just bad installation. But anyway, let's get to it. Okay, the four connectors are been unscrewed and they're just sitting there lightly in there. Should just pop down and then just take off your strings. Easy enough. Unwind. Now you actually might want to replace your strings at this stage, but I don't know, personal preference. These ones are just new because I just put the pickups in. The iron gear pickups, the blues engines. Because I had the pots on order, and being AliExpress, obviously it's going to take a good few weeks to get to you, maybe longer. So yeah, just bear in mind, if you do any work to your guitar beforehand, the pots might come in last if you're ordering it from AliExpress. Another thing is I should order a better winder. This thing is old. I've had these tools since I started. Everything you're seeing here is from the guitar, except for the strings and the pickups, are all 28 years old. Even this string winder is 28 years old. It's amazing, hey? Some things people buy, they spend a lot of money on items they just don't need to. And those simple tools last a long time. Okay, when you take up your strings, just take them straight out there, pop them somewhere nice and easy, not in the way, and they're ready to go back on when you are putting it back together. Okay, and just quickly, the switch, when you take off the back, you're going to have a switch. Instead of cutting and that, if you're really careful, because you will have the pickup wires coming through too. But if you are able to, you'll look at the wire, test it, and you should be able to pull this through, no issue. Okay, we've opened up the case, and the first snag, as you can see, right there. It's snagged in there, it's coming through. And it'll just, same thing, it'll just go down the caveat. You've got the guitar here, it's a bit difficult. And you've got the switch coming down. And if you get snagged again, of course, let's just quickly undo a few screws. Like I said, it's going to be a full installation with how it is in errors, or what's good and what's bad. But either way, you end up with a good result in the end. You just take everything slowly, walk yourself through. See, and that's what you see, just the caveat going through. It's fantastic, hey? Not much to doing this. It's just doing it in a sequence. Making sure you're careful all the way through. All right, I'll just get this out and then we'll put the other one in. Okay, so the switches come through. And in the end, this is what you're going to end up with. Just a mess of wiring. Now, you will have to cut your old pickups off. And you're going to need a couple of clippers. Here's ones I prepared earlier. Right here. When you do this, note that you are going to want to resolder. So yeah, try and get as close to the old pots as possible when it comes to cutting these away. You'll get your pickup wire. You'll see, well, it's a mess, but you'll see you've got your hot wire, your ground, your two connected. They can vary in color, so just be mindful. And you should have a main ground, right, the big one here. So just make sure you leave yourself the color and protect the old pot if you want to keep it as a spare. It's up to you. These I'm just going to throw in the bin. They've had their day, as I say. But cut away the black. You'll find another black, you want that. That's one pickup separated. And then on the other side do the same thing. The live, second earth, the earth, and then the two. And that's it. You're going to have your other earth here coming out from the body. And you just cut that away also. So, and then you end up with your bird's nest. And put that aside and put the nice clean one in afterwards. Okay, another step when you're installing. So you're going to have your new pot set up. You know these are the volume. The wires are soldered to them. And then you'll get the one with the capacitor and just grounded. And they're your tonals. And you're just going to place them in. But when you do this, you're going to get little grips. And you want to put those in. You're going to make sure that your little pots don't move, and you're going to put them just in the back on the rings. And you can see, and you just put those in first. I know it's a little step, but just yeah, take it slowly. Okay. Okay, hopefully we've got a good view, but before you solder these wires in, you just want to tint them, just put a little bit of solder on them. So an example, they've already been done actually before, but you just touch the wire. Wait till the solder melts and just run it across. And then you get a nice tint. And then to your pots, hopefully we've got a good view here. Best we can. You want to get everything out of the way. Example, any wiring, so you can see directly in. And we want to take on the end where there is nothing on it, that is going to be your live, and the other end where it connects to the pot itself, that is an earth. So you'll have your thin black wire, which will normally be the earth, and your red, which will typically be your hot wire, and then your main earth, which will just go to the top of the pot itself. Luckily here, it's already got to the top of the pot a soldering part already, a nice little bowl. But we want to solder the hot one in. You just heat up the solder. While it's hot, place the wire through, and then it'll be in. And then wait till it dries. Give it a little blow. And now that's fixed in place. Hot wire done. So the red wire is the hot wire, and that is done. And then the same for the other one. You just pop it through. Now if you have any wiring in the way, just try and get it out as far as you can, because as you know, with the soldering irons, this is hot and it will burn stuff. And that's the last thing you want on any installation, is to burn anything. But, yep. Bit of soldering down. And we've got it touching, yes. And she's fixed in place. I'll just tidy that. There's a bowl because the thickness of the iron. But for this job, when you're connecting to pots, you need a hot soldering iron. And then take your main earth. Again, make sure the wire is out of the way. Annoying. It's going to go to one of the pots too. Your ground. Just make sure it's in place. Get a little fold so it's actually pointing, and it's going to sit there. I personally like to just take a grip, hold it down, heat her up, wait till it starts to melt, and then leave it in place. And then you've got it soldered. You can add a little solder to the top if you like. It's no biggie. Okay, one hurdle which I have found, I should have picked this up earlier, is on this switch, look how short this wiring is. And it's got to get to there. There we go. So one thing about AliExpress, you know, it looks fantastic, but there's some things that you just got to be aware of. And so the wiring short, that's fine. I just use this actual wire here, this white one, and that'll come the center, and we'll connect the others. But we'll just extend the wiring. It's just wiring, easy enough because it's just a switch. But yeah, just to know that on pre-kits, yeah, it seems that they don't give a long enough wiring between the switch and the pots. So here we are, finally finished, soldered all in, put the top on, the pickups in, works perfectly, soldered in, all nice and clean. As you can see, this is the wire I replaced to get the length, and soldered it all in the switch. So yeah, let's plug it into the amp and final thoughts. Okay, hello and welcome back. So it's complete. Pots all installed, all soldered in. Very happy with it. Just the only thing I could pick, and it was actually a biggie really, is the wire between the switch and the pots. It's too short. You have to solder or extend a new wire. So yeah, I mean, if I knew that before I bought it, I probably would have, not purchased it at all. But after installing it, I gotta say, quality is there. They are excellent. The pots are top quality, the wiring is top quality, the soldering is top quality, the capacitors are top quality, the tone is better. I'm very happy with it, but yeah, it does take a bit to resolder it all in. So I hope this video was informative. I hope it helps someone out, and if you're looking at buying a harness kit for your Les Paul, maybe this is the option for you. Just bear in mind you'll need some solder and some extended wire for it. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.